good morning. This morning we're going to do another Liquid of Vitality drink. And if you're not familiar with the Liquids of Vitality, you may want to Google my name, Dr. Robert Cassar, Liquids of Vitality. And if you put these into your world, I guarantee you will go ahead and change your world for the better. Now, we've done lots of videos on what we call the 21-day liquiditarian fast. And that's where you're going to use a variety of liquids, okay? Dissolving liquids, washing liquids, and renutrificational liquids. And when you do this, 24 hours a day, okay? 7 days a week for 21 days, if you can, okay? What you've done is just disconnected a ton of different creatures in your body, okay, that used to feed on inferior fuel, okay? Inferior fuel, sugar, processed foods, okay, cooked foods, okay? Remember, all these drinks are raw, and this is one of the best things you could do, okay? Look up Dr. Robert Cassar 21-Day Smoothie Challenge. Again, we've got hundreds of videos on Earther Academy that are private, not open to the public, on different types of protocols and things that I've done to be able to, well, cure me of my insanities, my sicknesses that I previously had. So the Liquids of Vitality is one of the easiest ways for you to get things going again. Remember, liquids is what's going to make you healthy. It's liquids. It's not cooked food. It's not eating a lot of food either. It's putting liquids inside your body, okay? And if you really want to do something simple, okay, when you do this fast, remember it's 21 days, okay, and do a variety of Liquids of Vitality. And these are all on just YouTube, Earthshift Project YouTube. And try to go ahead, remember, and drink as much as you can. As much as you can. So what I'm going to show you today is another beautiful Liquid of Vitality, okay? And I'll give you the lineup. You can do this if you have an Earthshift kitchen, and we've talked about this. You can make thousands of different recipes, and you can switch it up and change it up all the time. So everything that we have at Earthshift is an opportunity for you, because everything's wholesale direct. Everything has special bags, okay? We have all concentrates of different minerals, super greens, living silica, chia seeds, cacao nibs, golden berries, cold processed turmeric, creatine, pharmaceutical grade, okay, dried hibiscus flowers, green coffee bean extract, nettle leaf powder, hemp seeds, ultimate green protein for people, and shilajit powder. And of course, there's hundreds of other things. But what you can do is you can make these recipes super easy and switch them up. I'm just going to show you a beautiful recipe. This is what I'm going to have today. This is my Liquid of Vitality. And I intermittent fast every day. So I have my breakfast tea in the morning, okay? And my breakfast tea is I'm trying to set my phone up here. Okay, my breakfast tea is basically here. Let me put this right here. Okay, my breakfast tea is my breakfast, and I didn't bring my breakfast tea in here, but my breakfast tea is, look it up, Dr. Robert Cassar breakfast teas. This is good for, remember, you're going to do liquids, Liquids of Vitality, and the breakfast tea in the morning has more food than your bacon and eggs or whatever you were having at the store, okay? So you're going to do liquids all day, okay? And anytime you're hungry, remember, if you're hungry, what do? You drink. You're not really hungry, you're thirsty, okay? That's just what it is. You're not hungry, you're thirsty. So once you see this then, okay, then you drink. And you never refrigerate the Liquids of Vitality. Okay, you want to drink them at room temperature. And you want to have about 150 ounces a day of a variety of different Liquids of Vitality. Are you going to go to the bathroom? Yeah. Okay, a lot of urination. And you'll notice that what comes out of you is a lot of coloration. Okay, a lot of bubbles. Okay, a lot of concentrated stuff that comes out of you when you stop putting garbage in, and your body actually can detoxify itself with liquids. Remember, the body's 18 gallons of salt water. It's a water bottle, okay? And so how do you fix yourself? Well, liquids. Okay, so this is our drink. This drink is an immune booster. We've done similar ones like this, but this one here is gonna go ahead and have a little twist to it, okay? So we're gonna use everything here that we're going to use is all part of Earthshift, again. Okay, and we do international shipping. This is 100% ginger root powder. This is very special, okay, for detoxification. You know about ginger. If you don't know about it, you want to make sure that it's always organic because they use a ton of pesticides with ginger. I know they grow it here in Hawaii everywhere. Raw organic camu camu powder. This comes from the Amazon. I just was there, and you should see the camu camu trees. There's 50,000 trees over in the Amazon growing right there. No pesticides, nothing. They don't have pesticides even if they wanted to use them. So you put a spoon of each, okay? And I put a heaping spoon, okay? You can use like a heaping teaspoon. This is a small spoon, so I'd put 2 of these in there. And I've already put that in the water. And just all you need is a little funnel here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some of this really quickly here. This is our concentrated fulvic acid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, as you can see what happens here, I'm going to put 2 dropperfuls in there. And the fulvic acid is loaded full of boron because we add it to it. And the boron is for, well, helping you with regeneration. The body needs boron. It's part of your magnetic body, okay? Most people that have rheumatoid arthritis or have any type of joint problem, they got boron problems, okay? They got deficiencies. So we're going to do with the liquids of vitality, you're going to fulfill the deficiencies you have in many ways, okay? So now how are we going to make this taste good? Because camu camu, remember, is loaded full of vitamin C. This is going to increase your immune system. But camu camu is one of the highest forms of real vitamin C. Vitamin C is not vitamin C, okay, unless it's real. Because if not, you're just getting a synthetic chemical, and it's only got one piece out of thousands of things that are in real vitamin C. Okay, so adding the ginger, okay, which is a little spicy, okay, adding the camu camu, then adding the fulvic acid, and I'm using distilled water, okay, in my base. Let me just show you how this works here, too. Here's my water distiller, and all you do to make it work is you pour that in, and you fill that up 1 inch from the top, and then you just put the top on like this, and in 3 hours, you get yourself a gallon of water, pure water, no fluoride, nothing in it. Okay, no gases, because that's why there's a activated carbon filter here. You get 2 big jars on Earther Academy with this because we have a special deal, and you get 4 of these filters that you change every 3 or 4 months. So this is very special, okay? And you just go like this, and I put this on top. I store in glass only, and I use this as my base. So that's my base water I filled with distilled water. Remember, I just put in 2 dropperfuls of the fulvic acid, which is loaded full of plant minerals, 80 minerals with boron and zinc. And fulvic acid's magical. Watch a lot of our other videos. Now I'm going to make it taste good. This is our liquid stevia, and I would be organic. I would be very careful on getting stevia because most of the stevia is, well, all I can say is shite. Okay, it's garbage. This doesn't taste like chemicals, and we're going to put in 10 drops in there. Okay, and that's going to sweeten it up, and you can make it as sweet as you want. Remember, 0 calories. We're going to use, and this is what I use. I don't add sugar at all. I put stevia in everything, in my breakfast tea. Anything I want to taste a little bit of sweetness, stevia. Remember, cut the glucose down. Glucose feeds, if you want to call it cancer, I call it the parasites. It feeds all the creatures, glucose, processed foods. So cut them out. This will disconnect your creatures inside yourself. Watch Dr. Robert Cassar disconnecting the parasites. Okay, remember, disconnecting the parasites is exactly what we do up here in Hawaii. People come up here for 21 days, and what do? You disconnect. You're going to do dry water fasting, steam distilled water, like we showed you there, okay? And you're going to get your body into ketogenesis, okay? Ketogenesis is where you lose all your glucose, all the different food inside your body, and your body turns around and it starts to eat itself, all the garbage. Distilled water is going to break down inorganic, not your organic, inorganic debris. Calcium oxalates, all different types of things, because the dry water is dry. It's hungry. It's just pure H2O. Okay, that's why I use distilled water. And I do have an alkaline water machine, but I'll have to show you how to use that. But that's something you don't need right now. Okay, if you need anything, you need a steam distiller, and make sure you get a good one, because if not, they're garbage. Okay, this is magnesium minerals. Everybody's magnesium deficient, and so I'm going to put in about 20 drops in there. Okay, now what I'm going to put in, I'm going to put super greens in. And I'm going to put a little bit of chlorella here, and this is our chlorella. And there's many greens that we have. Blue-green algae, okay, moringa you can use. You can use blue-green algae. You can use spirulina. Okay, these are all super greens. And I'm just going to put in like maybe, not much, maybe a half a teaspoon. If you want more, put in a teaspoon. That's like eating about 5 pounds of broccoli as far as the chlorophyll goes. Now, this is another, remember, this is a detoxification. This is also a mineralized drink. It's going to taste good with the stevia. Okay, it's got the super greens for nutrition in there. But now we're going to use this apple cider vinegar. Make sure it's raw. This is the Bragg's version. Mix it up a little bit. You can see the mother under there. This is all the live bacteria in there. And I put in about 2 teaspoons. Okay, and this is going to go ahead and actually increase the detoxification component of this. Remember, you don't have to use the vinegar. You can use lemon too. Okay, that changes the drink, changes its flavor, and it also changes its detoxificational power. You'll find out, remember, raw apple cider vinegar is really good for you. It helps break down the oxalates. The same with the fulvic acid. Helps dissolve the oxalates that are in our kidney. Okay, you can use this on the face for wrinkles. Okay, you can use fulvic acid in many ways, and we show how to do the protocols and use fulvic acid, this magical, very strong pH of 2.2. Okay, most fulvic acids are like a pH of 6. This one's a pH of 2.2, so you can use it for many things, and it's concentrated. Okay, so that's the basic recipe. All we have to do is add 2 more things, and I'm going to put, this is our living silica right here, and living silica is very important because most people are deficient in silica. I'm going to put in about a capful in there. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to add chia seeds. Chia seeds, you remember, is about 50% protein, and you can see these are beautiful seeds, organic, because if not, well, you're buying a lot of pesticides, insecticides, and herbicides. And I put in about 2 tablespoons in there. And this is going to add bulk to my intestinal tract, and this is going to make this drink so it feels like it's not just liquid. Remember, these are the liquids of vitality. You're exchanging, okay, your foods for better foods, not less. And you're going to have as much of this as you want, and you want to try to have, if you can, 150 ounces. The trick, remember, is every time you go to the bathroom, I don't care what it is, number 1 or number 2, you want to try to drink, if you can, about 25 sips. You can just do water too. For some reason, remember, a lot of these liquids of vitality, they're going to clean your intestinal tract, so you may want to take a break, okay, from the different vitalities that we have that all do different things. Okay, milk thistle cleans the liver out. Okay, there's other ones that we use shilajit, other ones that we use a straight fulvic acid, other ones that we use red hibiscus flower, blue-green algae, all these different liquids of vitality. And like I said, mix it up. You can just do the liquids, or you can make it into more of a meal, which I would suggest if you do in the beginning, okay, just to get the bulk in your intestinal tract, so the chia seeds. Now, if you wanted to cut out, and this is basically the recipe, okay, we're going to show you can add a lot of things to the recipe, but this is the basic recipe. Again, if you have an Earth Shift kitchen, this drink costs you, what, about $1 to make. Yeah, you got to buy this stuff, okay, but it lasts forever, okay, it does. And as far as I'm concerned, okay, the expiration, to me, I have cacao that's 7 years old. It's just as good as the day you open it up. Anything you open, though, does have about a 6-month shelf life. So if you buy bigger bags, put it in the refrigerator, and it'll last years. But make sure it's all shut all the time so bugs don't get in it. You can, if you want to make this more of an appetite suppressant. What I do is I put a little bit of our hot cayenne pepper in. And you just put in a small amount just to make it spicy. And the spicy, what it does, it cuts yeast, mold, fungus, candida. They don't like it. Spice burns them. Okay, it just does. And this helps heal leaky gut syndrome. It does. Okay, remember, inflammation in your intestinal tract causes you to get massive problems everywhere. Your intestinal tract, remember, houses your bacteria. The bacteria basically are good ones and there's bad ones. So you got to figure this out. Guys, sooner or later, you're going to have to go ahead and actually step up to the plate and want to go ahead and actually treat yourself more honorable. Okay? And what's that? You're going to have to learn a lot of these different techniques to learn how to be able to upgrade, enhance, and optimize your world. Okay, again, we went through, just by changing it up and only having non-metal utensils. I use some of these metal ones for just peeling out coconuts and stuff, but otherwise, I have non-metal utensils. Okay, so probiotic bacteria, you can add even probiotic bacteria to here. You can have one of your liquids of vitality. I would be drinking this a little bit all day long. Remember, these are all my ferments back here, and you can see I've got about 7 of them. And if you don't know how to make ferments, Dr. Robert Cassar, ferments. I got a whole series of videos on this. Okay, remember I've been doing this for 35 years, and all I know is that if you really want to step up to the next level of health and wealth, okay, and awareness, then you have to start to learn how to be your own doctor and take care of yourself real simple. You have to learn from other people and just change the basics. Remember, start slowly. There's hundreds of things to upgrade, enhance, and optimize. Oh, yes, there is. Okay, shower dechlorinator, take away that poison. Get yourself a water maker so you can have fresh, clean water. You need clean water. Okay, get yourself an Earthshift kitchen. If you don't, figure out what you can buy. Okay, you need tools. Okay, the reason why you'd want to have all these greens is because, like I said, a teaspoon of this is like 5 pounds of broccoli. Okay, these all have massive amounts of either nutrition, washing abilities, which helps detoxification, or what I call dissolving abilities, which helps break down the debris so you can pass it out. And how do you pass it? With liquids. Okay, so you'll find out, like I said, when you start doing the liquids of vitality, you may only want to do it for a day. Okay, forget the 21 days. You can't handle it. That's 1 day. No flesh. Okay, no processed foods. Okay, staying away from junk. Okay, in fact, get it out of your house. Remember, one of these days you're going to have to go ahead and figure out when you get sick. You're just going to have to figure it out. You might as well figure it out right now. Start learning how to honor the temple, the body. Remember, the body is your holy land. It just is. Okay, it's your church. And it's run by these temples. And you'll see when you do these liquids of vitality, you're going to get clarity in your head. You know why? It's because the parasites that are in your body, in everybody's body, okay, I call them the demons. They're demonic. Okay, they steal your energy. It's one-sided. They steal from the materialistic world. Parasites don't give you anything. They steal from you. Okay, they control your mind and your emotions. If you don't think so, look up mind-controlling parasites. This is not easy for people to grasp because it's a little bit weird. Of course it is. Remember, these parasites are alien creatures, and if we let them in the door, okay, then what happens is they start to control us, silently assimilating. Silently. Remember, it's a slow takeover. It's hostile takeover, very slowly. Okay, some people get stomach problems. I had stomach problems for years, okay? And my stomach problems that I had, okay, were massive. I had diarrhea every day. I had blood in my stools. Okay, I had irritation, inflammation in my abdominal wall. Okay, and that's when I really started to smarten up is, you know what? As I got sick, okay, I got sick. And so what I had to do is try to figure out how to make it so my stomach wasn't on my mind all day because it's killing me all day. Okay, diarrhea 20 times a day. Okay, this is typical for many people in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Typical. You know why? It's because you're not following the rules. Your intestinal tract, the bacteria are dysfunctional. Okay, so what do? Rebuild them. Those are your military. Okay, so then again, learn the ferments. Okay, you can go ahead and make this drink into now more of an energy drink. And so what you can do is you can take our real Arriba Nacional cacao, and I would be careful on what cacao you're buying. Make sure it's in the right plastic bags. Okay, this cacao right here is from the year 2010. Okay, it's going to be just as good when I open it up as you can see. Why? Because it's sealed in special bags. Okay, these are same wheat. These are golden berries. But what I do is I'll put in about maybe 2 tablespoons in here, and then I'll buzz these up to a powder. Okay, and then when we buzz those up to a powder, what happens is that it now gives you energy because now everything is ground up. Okay, so shut this off. Okay, so now remember the cacao gives you super energy. I have cacao every day. I love it because it gives me inspiration. I love it also, you know what it does? And it cuts off your appetite. Remember, cacao cuts off your appetite. It feeds your brain. Okay, so if you want to now, you can add a few different things and or exchange. You can change this drink altogether, okay? I would leave the Camu Camu in because, remember, Camu Camu, vitamin C is deficient in just about everybody. And you definitely want to get out in the sun, too. Definitely do. Okay, the sun is for D3. You can add a half a teaspoon of turmeric extract. Be super careful. This is our cold processed turmeric. If you get this on anything, it will stain everything. You'll never get it out. You can put a small amount of golden berries in there also. Okay, and You can also, if you wanted to make this more of a sports drink, okay, because you wanted creatine, you can add a teaspoon of creatine, pharmaceutical creatine. And what that does is it does give you more power when you're exercising. If you're an athlete and you take creatine, okay, and you take the Tomcat that we have, Tomcat increases your levels of everything. Testosterone, just your maleness, okay? It increases it, okay? I know when I take creatine, and I don't take it all the time, I take it several times a week, and when I do take it, my body feels so strong, much stronger, okay? The body's muscles pump up more, okay? Creatine is loaded in animal flesh. I don't have any blood in my diet. Remember, the smartest thing you're going to be able to do is disconnect from the blood parasites. This doesn't make sense to you right now, but once you do, once you disconnect from they're blood-sucking parasites, they come into the flesh. And once they get into our bodies, guess what? Okay, they want you to have more flesh. And once you remove them, you couldn't have flesh if you wanted to. And plus, you know what you'll have? Your brain will be super clear. You won't be depressed anymore, because depression comes from what I see is a ton of the brain chemicals, okay, the death chemicals that you're eating in the flesh. And if you really saw where your food came from the flesh, you would never have anything like that. You just wouldn't. Okay? And if it's commercially grown, conventionally grown, wait until you see how your flesh is suffering and then murdered. Okay? It goes into your body. It goes into your mind. Okay? It is a dysfunction to be able to drink blood. Okay? You do get possessed by these, I call, parasitic demons. Okay? So the liquid's going to wash all this stuff out. And all I can say is go on a blood-free diet for 180 days. Okay? We teach this at the Earther Academy. Okay? Look up blood-free diet, Dr. Robert Cassar. That's an intro. Okay, but if you really want to understand the reasons why, is because you would want to disconnect these demons inside your body. You don't even know you have them, and that's the best part. Remember, anybody that is drinking blood, just to let you know, okay, or eating flesh of any kind, okay, has a myriad of different types of parasites that feed off of this stuff. It just does. And the flesh, remember, is loaded full of vaccines, hormones, and antibiotics. Not only that, the brain death chemicals, okay? Once you stop all that, your body will go through some fits, because it's not you. It's your parasites inside your body want more blood. Okay, so there is a little withdrawal. There is a withdrawal when you get off of glucose. Okay, there is. Your whole body, your yeast, mold, fungus, and candida, they start going nuts a little bit. Why? Because you're not feeding them anymore. Okay, remember the different types of worms that we have in our stomach. Okay, they eat processed foods, and if you don't feed them, what happens? Well, they get hungry. And since they live inside you, guess what? Now you're hungry. So you have to be very careful not to be tantalized when you're doing this. Your whole family should be doing this liquiditarian diet, even if it's just for the day. And if you can, do it for 3 days. And if you can, do it for a week. And then jump up, because 21 days, just like we do the retreats here, 21 days really terrain modifies you. And it gives you a whole new life. All you can do is try it. That's it. All these foods and everything, remember, is way cheaper than what you're buying with meat and all the different types of foods that don't even work. Remember, regular foods don't have any minerals in them at all. None. They only have 3 minerals: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. That's it. That's why you have to add the minerals. Okay, that's why you have to add the minerals to the liquids. And if you wanted to really dry the body out, then you'd learn more block fasting. And we go over that quite a bit. Okay, so you can add green coffee bean extract if you want to, and that's a thermal enhancer. It regulates the thermal energy of the body on how your body burns its metabolism. You can use dried hibiscus flowers, okay, the water, nettle leaf powder, okay, hemp seeds. You can add that if you like to put the oils in there. Remember, it's no sugar. Liquids of Vitality, you can use these products because they're liquids, okay. Dandy leaf powder, rose hips, beautiful to add. Organic ultimate green protein, make a protein shake out of that, throw it in the blender. Shilajit powder, okay, very, very beautiful. You can take a whole avocado if you want to, or a half of one, put it in the blender and buzz it up. Remember, liquids of vitality are smoothies, liquids, and you can go down to the very minimal liquids, okay, as far as not having too many dense foods in there, remember the oils, or you can go ahead and just break the cycle of bad food, okay? And you know you're eating food. You know when you eat it, you go, oh shoot, I shouldn't have ate that. Or can I have one more bite? What inside you, remember, gets you to do what you know you shouldn't do? That should be an observational question. Another good video, Observing Your Thoughts, Dr. Robert Cassar. I've got lots of videos. The videos are philosophy. My videos are long. Why? Because, you know, it takes a while for you to be able to really have an understanding on why you're doing things. And that's why terrain modification has 50 different departments, and you have to learn a little bit and change up what you can. Just what you can. Okay? No one's saying you're going to be able to change a lot of things real quickly. You're going to have to change your mercury fillings in your mouth. You're going to have to learn about GMOs, electrical magnetic fields, water supplies, toxicity, booby traps. Okay? And then what do? Not complain. Navigate. Navigate. And if you have body fat, remember, give yourself an examination, look in the mirror, and you can change that mass. And that mass is not body fat. It's a live creature. And live creature, remember, does feed. It's live. Pinch it. It hurts. It's in your nervous system. Remember, body fat is a weird thing. It's living in your body, but you think it's you, but you don't like it. Well, it's not you. Yeast, mold, fungus, and candida all wrapped up with a ton of different, toxicity. Lack of fluid, lack of flow. Okay, so learning the gouaching protocols, learning how to clean your skin protocols, these are all part of terrain modification. So learn everything, a little bit at a time. Like I said, you don't even have to change your diet to start feeding your gut wall flora. Okay, to rebuild your gut wall flora. You don't even have to change your diet to learn a lot of the different protocols. But if you did change your diet and upgrade it and enhance and optimize, then all I can say is you're on your way to becoming healthy, wealthy, happy, and wise. It's just that simple. Okay, so inspire yourself to be able to know that you can change yourself. Remember, you are the sculpturer of your clay. You're the sculpture. Okay, remember, you're the director and the producer of your show. Okay, remember, you're the star of your film. It's you. Self-responsibility. Self-responsibility, remember, is something that a lot of us are lacking. Okay, and I'm just trying to share with you. Remember, I had to already go through all this. Tens of thousands of people have already done this. This is very basic stuff, guys. When you want to get into the deeper layers of detoxification and rejuvenation, then okay, we have lots to talk about. But just to be able to clean up most of the garbage debris. That's your job in the beginning, okay, is to be able to clean up what you can. And just know that the body is your church. It is your holy land. So start to have self-responsibility and clean up the church. Clean it up, okay? Liquids is gonna really help you clean, and you don't have to do much, and you won't be hungry. You won't. And if you are a little hungry again, what do? Put some cacao in, grind it up, okay? What else do you put in? Cayenne pepper, okay? Stops the hunger pains. Why? It's because these microbes don't like this, okay? So raising your vibration up is going to give you sanity. And when you eat toxicity, you don't drink enough fluids, you're having sodas and sugar all day, just lowers your density down. And when you lower your density, you open the door to all the creatures that live in the lower density. So as you stop feeding the creatures in the lower density, then what happens to you? Then your vibration starts to rise. You can call it your morphogenic fields, okay? And that's made up of a lot of different variables. But what happens is that you just start pushing out nicely the parasites that were hiding inside you and also defecating inside you. Remember, the parasites do defecate, and that has a lot to do with dysfunction, a lot. There's lots of tests that you can find out. When you get cancer, you get sick, you've got high levels of nagalase in your system. That's what it is. I look at it as parasite poop. Stop feeding the parasites, they quit pooping in you, and then your body can start to go ahead and actually regenerate. It just can't. It doesn't have that massive poison. Remember, tapeworms, all different, even if it's yeast, mold, and fungus. If they eat, okay, they live. And if they live, what do? They poop. And where do they poop? In you. So, I can't remember. I don't feel good. I'm emotionally depressed. My belly's out to here. And all I'm doing is feeling like I'm living to eat. Okay, that's the precursor to knowing that you're possessed by these creatures, because you're living to eat. Okay, or eating to live. Okay, remember, living to eat. It's hard for people to grab. Okay, and if you're living to eat, okay, you have to observe these actions. The creatures live inside us, and since they live inside us, they do control us seamlessly. Okay, so what do? Follow the protocols and see what happens. It's an experiment. You're your own experiment. So have fun and enjoy the journey. That's all I can say. That's all I can say is enjoy the journey. All I can say is I'm enjoying mine, and all I've done, okay, has spurred on literally millions of people around the planet to be able to want to take care of themselves in some form better. Sharing your transformation does help other people get inspired to see what happens to them when they take control of the movie picture. Remember, the producer and director is you. You're the star of your own show. So take over the show. Okay? Start changing your show. Makes sense, right? Okay. Aloha. And there we go. Earth Shift Kitchen. Have fun, guys. Here's my soup, if you didn't see. Making lentil soup. Okay, this is like 10 days old already, and it's just as good as the day. It's actually better. Looks a little weird in there, but I made a big bowl. Look up Superfood Lentil Soup. Okay, beautiful soup. Again, if you have an Earth Shift Kitchen, you've got superfood soup. It's a super mineralized soup. Okay, another way for you to be able to also do the liquids. Soups. Add them to them. Raw soups, even cooked soups. But if you're better off, if you can, is try to stay as raw or live food as you can. Okay, aloha. You know what? I just wanted to tell you, I just took a drink of this, and this tastes so good. Okay, because people think, oh, it's not going to taste good. That's not true. Remember, the liquids of vitality, you can shift the flavor with the stevia. Look at all the nutrients in there. Okay, green is life. Remember, green is healthy. We live on the green plane. It's the life plane. When you drink a lot of greens, it opens up your heart chakra. Okay? Red, orange, yellow, green. This is an energy center. Okay? And as you put a lot of greens in you, chlorophyll, blue-green algae, all these greens, you know what happens? Your heart chakra opens up and you start to feel happy. It's just what happens. It's a side effect. Make sure you get a crystal too. Wear it all the time. Wear it the third rib down. It'll make you feel happier. I guarantee you. Wear it all the time though. Don't take it off. Okay, you can get those at Earthshift also. We get those custom made in Brazil. And they have to hand drill each one of these. So, and I would also put a crystal, as you can hear. I got a crystal in there. And I've got a bunch of different crystals. We sell those also. And I have crystals everywhere, as you can see. Crystals, crystals, crystals. Because the crystal energy is a very happy energy. It helps us vibrate at higher levels. It just does. So when you know that crystals aren't just for looks, no. They make you happy. Okay, why? It's because they increase your vibration up into here. And if you have dysfunction around you, then what do you think happens? It breaks the dysfunction down. Okay, so enjoy your drink. And again, here's the zip. One last thing. I put the chili pepper, the cayenne in there. The chia seeds, you can either put it in the blender, you have to break the seeds, don't just swallow them. Crack the seeds. The seeds are loaded full of protein, but if you just swallow them, you're not getting the protein. You're just going to get the gelatinous effect, okay, which is going to really make your intestinal tract want to let go. Okay, but if you want to chew the chia seeds up, the protein's in the shell, so crack them all up. Either crack them, and that's why, don't just swallow this down. Chew it. Okay, and if not, put it in the blender. And then maybe put an avocado in there too. Like I said, a half of avocado, and that thing will be super cream. Don't drink it fast. Remember, responsibly put it down. If you had to chew up all this stuff and grind it down, you know that one swallow, okay, may take you 25 or 30. So chew it around and mix your saliva into the foods so you can get good digestion. Okay, the saliva is very important for you to be able to put on the food first before you put it down into the cauldron, okay, the stomach. Okay, guys, aloha.
Important reminder: all information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.